Next, let us take one more question on velocity time graph. This is the third question on velocity time graph. We have been asked to calculate till these 7 things. So let us start. This is the graph given, positions and values are given, acceleration OA. So OA acceleration, velocity time graph it is. So we can write down the conclusions. Area of the velocity time graph will give me displacement and slope will give me acceleration. Since I am been asked to calculate acceleration, I have to calculate slope. So the slope will be perpendicular, that is 30, base, that is 20. So that is 1.5 meters per second square. Similarly, acceleration in the part AB. So again perpendicular, final position is B, right? So 0 minus 30, so it will be minus 30, and base is 20 to 30, 10, so minus 3 meters per second square. Velocity at A, so at A the body is having 30 meters per second, so simple answer. Total displacement, it is nothing but total area under the graph. So area we can divide into two parts, one is this triangle and other one is this triangle. So for this triangle it will be half, base is 30, total base and height is 30, minus this is a triangle in the negative part, so we put a minus sign, half, base is 30, height is 20. So 450 minus 300, 150 meters is the displacement. Average velocity, that is total displacement upon total time. Formula, total displacement is 150 meters, total time is 90 seconds. So that you can write down meters per second. One integer 2 by 3 meters per second, or in decimal format. What is the highest acceleration of the body? Highest acceleration. So we have this OA part, there is acceleration. Also in the CD part there is acceleration. Highest, so we are concerned about only positive part. So we'll compare the acceleration of OA and CD. OA we already have, CD we don't have. So let us find out the acceleration in the part CD. So part CD will be perpendicular is 20 and this is 30 to 90. So total 60. 60 is half is 30. So this should be 60. So perpendicular will be 20 and base will be 30. So perpendicular upon base. So that is 2 by 3 meters per second. Now if you compare OA and CD, part OA has the highest acceleration. So we can write down, hence OA has highest acceleration. Similarly, seventh one it is, which part of the motion has least acceleration? So least acceleration is in the AB and BC. AB we have calculated, BC we do not know. So let's calculate acceleration in the part BC. So BC will be perpendicular 20, base is 30. So again it's in the negative direction, so minus 2 by 3 is right. So minus 2 by 3 and minus 3. Obviously minus 3 is greater. Minus 2 by 3 and minus 3. Which one is greater? Which part of the motion has least acceleration? So obviously minus 3 is smallest value, and hence part AB has least acceleration. Next we move on to acceleration time graph, which can be also called as an AT graph. So this one, if we start with the first type of the graph that I would like to discuss in acceleration time graph is this, right? Graph is exactly overlapping the time axis, that means acceleration is 0. So what type of motion you will comment about? When acceleration is 0, that means it is a space in a vacuum above the surface of the earth. Acceleration is 0. So this is the graph which represents the condition in the space. Similarly, the second type of the graph that I would discuss is time, and the acceleration remains at some value. Let's say this value is g, acceleration remains constant. So this is the constant acceleration. Constant acceleration. Constant acceleration means we can conclude velocity will be continuously increasing. Constant acceleration G. Here value we have taken G. G is acceleration due to gravity. Its value is 9.8 meters per second square. So on Earth we constantly experience this acceleration. Then the third type of the graph, slope. Slope means acceleration is increasing acceleration, right? Velocity will increase very rapidly. So these are the three standard graph. What conclusions we have? So regarding the conclusions, we have area and slope. So if we calculate area of the acceleration time graph, I will get velocity, and slope of the acceleration time graph will not give me anything. So just like the displacement time graph, velocity time graph, we can also have questions on the acceleration time graph. Let's see one of the question on acceleration time graph. So let's say we have this simple graph in which acceleration is falling from 10 to 0 in 20 seconds. So we can calculate the velocity here. That is nothing but the area under graph. So area, if you calculate, that will be half. Base is 20, height is 10. So it will be 100 meters per second is the speed of the body. So this is a simple question given to us. Ball is thrown up, return back to the thrower in 6 seconds. We have to plot velocity time graph and then calculate. Let us try to plot the graph. So it is a velocity time graph. So when the ball is thrown up, it will obviously have some initial velocity. It is thrown up, so it will go up, again fall down. So as it goes up, its velocity will go on decreasing. If you throw anything up, it rises up, comes to the stop, and again returns to the ground. So same thing, if we plot in the terms of velocity time graph, then we know when it is thrown initially, it will have some velocity. On reaching the highest point, its velocity will become 0. Furthermore, it will start coming down and it will have some velocity when it touches the ground, just touches the ground. Total time is given as 6 seconds. 6 seconds, and it is a rule that whatever time is taken to go up, the same time will be taken to come the down. So by that fact, it will take 3 seconds to go up and another 3 seconds to come down. So now we calculate the first thing required, deceleration. If we name them A, B and C, deceleration is in the part AB. Deceleration is given by slope of the VT graph perpendicular upon base. So this position we don't know, is to be calculated. How do we calculate this? So in order to calculate this velocity, we make use of this equation of the motion. V is equals to U plus AT. Final velocity at this point is 0. Initial velocity we don't know. Acceleration will be, since the body is thrown up, acceleration will be negative, and time we know it is 3 seconds. So value of U will be G. If we take 10, then initial 30 meters per second is the initial velocity of the ball. With this velocity the ball is thrown up. However, this part if you have not understood, you can leave it for the later part. Let us see this deceleration. Deceleration is perpendicular upon base. Perpendicular is 30, base is 3, so that will be 10 meters per second square is the deceleration. Since the word deceleration it itself tells that the value is decreasing, so don't have to put the negative sign. Second part they have asked acceleration. Acceleration is means positive part, this one. So again we calculate, perpendicular is 30, base is 3 to 6, so again 10 meters per second square. So acceleration is in the part BC and the value is 10 meters per second square. Next third part is total distance. Total distance is area under the VT graph. So total displacement will be this plus this, so this will be half. Base is 3, height is 30, plus this will be again half. Base is 3, height is 30. So this one if we calculate, total displacement is 90 meters. And the fourth part, average speed. So average speed will be total displacement. Average speed will be total displacement upon total time is 6 seconds. So 15 meters per second. And average velocity will also be same. Average velocity will be 0. Again here total displacement will be 0, but total distance will be 90 meters. As the ball is thrown up, it goes up, come back to the original position, right? Starts from here, again come back to this point. So total displacement is 0, but however distance it has traveled, that is 90. Since total displacement is 0, average velocity will be also be 0, but it will have some average speed of 15 meters per second. So we have this question: a body falls freely downward from the certain height. Show graphically the relation between the distance fallen to the square of the time. How will you determine Z? Distance fallen to square of the time. So body falls freely. So from top it is starting to fall down. So as it starts to fall down, right, it will undergo more and more displacement with the time. So graph will be somewhat of slope form. If we consider their resistance, and if we don't consider their resistance, graph will be this type of straight line. Finally it's come to the ground. Either curve or straight line. Straight line in the case air resistance is 0, and this is the curve. In case of the stair resistance it is there. So both the cases, now you want to determine G. Obviously slope, if you calculate, perpendicular will give you displacement and the base will give you time square. Displacement is in meter, time is in second square, so meter per second square. Obviously you will obtain G by calculating the slope, meter per second square. Same, one more question. We have body is thrown down from the tower. It is just allowed to, not thrown, we should say drop. It's just drop down from the top of the tower. Draw distance, time graph, how its distance will change, right? So obviously considering the air resistance, its graph will be a curve, and if you don't consider air resistance, graph will be a straight line. And we have to also plot for, calculate the values for 3 seconds. So let us calculate. When the time was 0, right? When time was 0, acceleration was obviously 10 meters per second square. Let's say for the first second if we want to calculate, so in 1 second if the acceleration is, what will be its displacement? So S is equals to ut plus half at square. Initial velocity for the freely falling body, initial velocity is 0, acceleration is plus g. So this will be 0, half, g is 10 and t square, this is for 1 second, so 5 meters. Next, for the time t equal to 2 seconds, acceleration is again 10 meters per second square, so in total 2 seconds displacement will be again, u part will be 0, so just half a t square, 20 meters. So we can conclude that in the first second it is fall down by 5 meters, in second it will fall down by 15 meters. Now in 3 seconds, what will be the total displacement? This one if we calculate, it will be 45 meters. So in third second it will fall down to 30 meters. We see it is increasing. So it will, this thing if we try to plot in the graph, displacement versus time. So displacement, let's say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 1, 2 and 3. So at the first second, after 1 second, the position is 5 meters. After 2 seconds, position is 15 meters. And after 3, the position is 30 meters. So this type of graph you get for the body which is fallen down. This is the velocity diagram. Let us see this question, velocity time graph. It is asked to calculate, there are two cars, car P and car Q, undergoing motion. Car P and this is the car Q, and regarding their motion we are asked to calculate acceleration of the P. So this is the P. Acceleration from the VT graph will be given by slope. Slope is perpendicular upon base is 10. So that is 3.5 meters per second square. Acceleration between 2 to 5 seconds for Q between 2 to 5 seconds. So 2 to 5 seconds, again we will calculate the slope between 2 to 5 seconds. So perpendicular, that is 25, and base will be 5 minus 2, that is 3. So 25 upon 3, that is 8.33 meters per second square. Acceleration between 2 to 5 seconds for Q. At what interval both cars have the same velocity? So this is the case, both are having same velocity at 3 seconds and also at the 7 seconds. So at 3 and 7 seconds. Which car is ahead after 10 seconds and by how much? So we have to calculate displacement in 10 seconds. So displacement of the car P in 10 seconds will be area under the velocity time graph. So area is a triangular form. So half, base is 10, height is 35, 175 meters. Similarly, we calculate displacement of the car Q. So Q has triangle plus rectangle. So in 10 seconds. So triangle will have the area half, base 5, base is 3 and height is 25, plus rectangle will have the area, length is 5, height is 25. So 25 into 5. 75 by 2, 37.5.
150.
This one if we add, it will be 0.5, 162.5 meters. And the difference, if we know, it is some 12.5 meters. So car P is ahead by 12.5 meters. This is the answer to this question.